Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2 of Reef to the Rock. It's 6:15 in the morning. Let's get on with this. "24 degrees at 6:15 in the morning. It is shaping up to be a very, very hot day again, even hotter than yesterday. As such, I may kind of wuss out tonight and rent a motel room. I'll see how I feel when I get to where I'm staying tonight. Plan is to make it to Julia Creek, which is about 400 k's down the road. I have to be very careful to keep a lookout for kangaroos at this hour of the day. Dawn and dusk is usually when they're most active. As such, I will be keeping the bike as close to the centre white line as possible, which gives me a better chance of spotting them if one does hop out from the left. Down to 21 degrees. It's nice to not be sweating my ass off. I've just gotten to the White Mountains National Park, which is a series of rocky hills, and they're actually really beautiful. And as a bonus, the road is actually excellent. It has bends and everything, which is a bit of a rare treat out here. I'll pull over when we get to the lay-by and get the drone up. And here we are, just here on the left somewhere. Ah yeah, there we go. Drone time. And that's White Mountains National Park. 550 meters up we are, and it's a remote outpost of the Great Dividing Range, which is the chain of mountains that runs the entirety of the east coast of Australia. I'd imagine if you put that place in, say, coastal New South Wales, it wouldn't be viewed as that spectacular, but it's so out of keeping with the landscape you'd expect from North Queensland's interior that it really pops. Anyway, to Torrens Creek for coffee and fuel. There was no petrol station in Pentland, by the way, according to Google Maps. There should have been, but apparently it closed last year. Surely this isn't it. No, couldn't possibly be. It's not the age of the pumps and the fact that the shop looks closed that gave the game away. It was the fact that according to the pump it was $1.10 a litre for diesel. Not anymore, mate, not anymore. Ah, shit, they only have 91 octane. It'll have to do. Yeah, it definitely wasn't $1.20 a litre. It was $2 a litre. Anyway, the nice lady inside has a coffee on for me, so I'll have that. Onwards towards Hewenden. Just arriving in the little town of Prairie, which is midway between Torrens Creek and Hewenden. I actually have stayed here before, about 3 years ago when I went out West Queensland with my mate Alison. We camped out the back of the pub, which is just on the right here. No, it's just up here on the right, beg your pardon. Anyway, my abiding memory of the place is that they had a pet water buffalo. Lived in a field out the back of the pub, and you could pat it and everything. I'll splice in some footage here. Her name is Buffy, and mother of God, those horns must be 1 metre long. And I'm kind of scared now. Hey girl. Hey Holy crap. I'm just here patting a buffalo. That's it, Prairie Hotel. One of the best country pubs in Australia. Can't see the water buffalo. And we have made it to Hewenden in one piece. Not going to stop here long. Just going to find me a servo, top up my fuel, check my tyres and get something to eat. Temperature is now up to 32.5 degrees, so it's starting to get a little bit sweaty, but not too bad so far. I'd imagine by the time I get to Julia Creek it'll be in the 40s again. Main road to Winton down that street there. Another place I went in my last trip out west. Very interesting little town, and I do want to go back there. Anyway, I'm not heading towards Winton, I'm heading towards Mount Isa, which is this way. I definitely need more coffee. This getting up at 5:30 AM bullshit doesn't really agree with my delicate constitution. Fed and watered, and onwards towards Richmond. Stuck behind a cattle truck, and of course when I get a chance to overtake it, there's something coming. You would not believe what I can smell right now. It's nothing nice, shall we say. Come on. Well, that's one good thing about riding out here. You usually don't have to wait long for an overtaking spot. Like now, for instance. See you later, cowboy. I have just remembered that the road between Hewenden and Richmond is possibly the worst stretch of paved road in Australia. It is lumpy, bumpy, the surface is uneven, and every time they fix it, it just seems to be an absolute shit again a week later. I'm assuming it has something to do with the topography of the land or other such stuff that I don't understand. But the end result is a stretch of blacktop that's rougher than prison toilet paper. A bit of scenery would be nice. Up to 36 degrees now. Starting to get really, really sweaty. I'm gonna pull into this truck parking bay up here and get my drone up. And try and adequately convey what I mean when I say there is no scenery here. Okay, let's do that. I was not exaggerating when I said there is literally no scenery. It is as barren and desolate as it gets out here, and we're still not anywhere near being in the really remote parts of the Outback yet. There's still a town every 100 kilometres or so out here. It's not actually that remote by Australian standards. And I didn't mean to come across like I was taking the piss out of the place, because in its own way, it's absolutely beautiful. I find it oddly peaceful out here. I don't know why. And I think I find it so fascinating because it's in such a stark contrast to where I grew up in Ireland, which is small, comparatively crowded, and has, you know, geography. I don't know if you can see here, but there are about 1,000 flies buzzing around my face, which is a bit annoying. So I think I'll get back on the bike now. Oh, that's annoying. Just as I got back on the bike and put all my stuff away, a train comes past, which would have made an awesome drone shot. Oh well. Anyway, have I got all my pockets closed? I do. Onwards to Richmond and some lunch. Pretty sure there's a fly inside my helmet now. That's really annoying. Ooh, sketchy. Okay, on we go. Yet another train. I'd imagine most of these are carrying ore from the mines in Mount Isa to Townsville, where all of the metal refineries are. For some reason, the fact that I was between a road train and a massive actual train was kind of terrifying. And we are now at 38 degrees. That's 100 Fahrenheit in old money. It is officially stupid hot. Just coming into Richmond now. Richmond is one of the towns at the heart of Australia's dinosaur bone finding area place. I'm sure it has a snappier title than that. And one of the ancient monsters they found here was a creature called Kronosaurus, which wasn't actually a dinosaur, it was a marine reptile. But it was quite large. And they have a life-size replica of one built outside of one of the cafes here in the centre of the town. So I'm going to go and get a shot of that for you, because let's just say I'm glad I wasn't swimming around here about 70 million years ago. This part of the world, it seems, used to be the bottom of a shallow sea many moons ago. Okay, here we are, and you can see Mr. Kronosaurus there. And what I'm going to do is just pull in here, and I'll stand next to it to give it some scale, because the GoPro won't be doing that any kind of justice. Yikes. Based on my extensive research into the subject, Mr. Kronosaurus was about 11 meters long and weighed approximately 11 tons. And as you can see by the teeth, it was a carnivore. And as you could see by the last shot I took of it, it could swallow my 6 foot 4 inch tall arsehole. That is one big boy. There is a really nice cafe just beside Mr. Kronosaurus, which usually does very good food and pies and what have you. Unfortunately, it's a Sunday and it appears to be closed. So I'm probably going to have a delicious servo pie for my lunch soon. I just spotted this little baby one. Little ankylosaur. He's cute. Annoyingly, I forgot that Richmond only has petrol stations when you're coming into town this way. So I had to go back to the edge of town to get some go-go juice. Anyway, I have 1 hour and 40 minutes left today. My final stop will be the little town of Julia Creek, about 150 kilometers away. Let's go. Look at all the parrots. Big flock of cockatoos. The bike has been averaging about 6.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which, let's be honest, is terrible, at least on paper. But given the fact that she's between myself and my luggage, she's hauling about 120 kilos and has several ridiculous go faster modifications, I think she's doing okay. Every time I have filled up with premium unleaded, it has been at least $2 a litre. I shudder to think how much I'm going to end up paying when I get into the territory. Every now and again I think to myself, am I completely mad for doing a ride like this in such ridiculous heat? And I've always managed to justify the whole thing to myself each time the thought has popped into my head. But then I've realised just now, I actually haven't seen anyone on a motorcycle since I passed Charters Towers, which was a good 500 kilometers ago. That kind of speaks volumes. This is the third time I have been behind this ute/trailer combo. I wonder, does he think I'm some sort of creeper? But I'm not going to pass him anyway, because my first break of this stretch is just here. Oh, thank God this one actually has shelter. The roadside stops in a lot of Outback Queensland are kind of terrible. The NT does a much better job of them. Seriously, these flies can fuck off now. On we go again. See you in Julia Creek. I am now arriving in Julia Creek after an even worse, even bumpier stretch of road than all of the ones that had gone before it. Anyway, I'm going to pull in up here and then I'm going to get myself a hotel room because it is extremely hot and I need me some air conditioning. Go see if the caravan park has any cabins. I did ring the caravan park about a cabin earlier and they didn't pick up, and they called me back when I was hurtling across a shit road at totally below the speed limit, officer. Oh. Pull in under this tree. that's good. By way of showing just how remote this place is, my phone only has 3G. Tried to call the caravan park and they didn't answer again, so I'm just going to chance it. 41.2 degrees, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The temperature usually hits its peak around 3 or 4 in these parts. I will be in an air-conditioned room by then, thankfully. Here we are. Dear sweet baby, Jesus, please let them have cabins. Success! Time for some air conditioning and actually cold water. I'm over there, cabin number 1. Perfect. Oh great, gravel. I love gravel. Good luck.